see about. I just did a little bit of a slip in there. USA, Tennessee, what is going on? All the way from a lovely Tennessee. 5:15 in the morning. Lovely, 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 my friend. Awesome. I do love a nice early rise. I was up at about 6:30, 6 a.m. myself today, which is normal for me. I'm always up early these days. But yeah, awesome. Welcome to the day, my friend. Good morning to you. I hope you have a grand old day today. Hope everybody has a good old day, man. I really do. Think positive, man. Keep a sunny disposition. Breathe out, because life has a way of stripping the paint off of your dream house. It's simple. It's so true though. Life does have a way of stripping the paint off of your dream house, man. But you know, you got to keep that sunny disposition. Keep thinking happy. Keep thinking positive. You know, when you act out of a place of happiness and positivity, you are always more prone to make good decisions. What's the saying? I think it's, don't make promises when you're happy. Something when you're sad. Yeah, I can't remember it. total flop. But there's a good saying. There is a good saying somewhere there. Yeah. Hey Violet, what is going on, sweetie pie? Thank you for joining us. What a lovely surprise to see you here. Discord gang, big up to the Discord gang. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having a good day so far, my friend. I'm from Rome, Italy. That is awesome, dude. Rome, loving it. Don't shop for food when you're hungry. Yeah, that is so true. I remember my dad telling me that when I was a kid, like, you should never shop for, go food shopping when you're hungry. Like, why not, Dad? Like, because you'll want to buy everything. So true. I don't actually know how the saying goes. I actually read it to somebody the other day as well, which is so annoying. But the basic moral of the saying that I'm trying to get at is, you know, you're sort of a lot more prone to make better decisions when you're happy, and you shouldn't really sort of plan to do things if you're feeling sad, because often your feelings can change, which will then alter how you feel about that certain situation. I will try find the saying, because I'm not doing it any justice like this at all, but it is a good saying. Awesome. Sorry, somebody said, what is the ground made of? This is tarmac, I would have said. Tarmac is just a form of asphalt, usually used for the road. But yeah, I think it's tarmac. Thank you for asking. Never quit on a bad day. No, definitely not. We was kind of talking about this the other day, about you know, failure and sort of how to effectively deal with failure. I'm unfortunately a person that has failed much in my life, and oftentimes failure has really led me down a dark path of feeling terrible about myself, feeling like I've lost something, etc. But I've really come to learn that failure is essential. Like, it is so essential to the overall arch of your character. You know, like, it builds up so much character, failure. And like I tried to make the point the other day, but I really don't believe that it's important that you're failing. I think what's important is what you learn from it, how you decide to learn and grow from it, how you use that failure to your advantage. Perspective is a very powerful thing. If you're willing to look at something in a different light and alter your perspective on that thing, then you really do regain a semblance of control. Because the truth is, we have no control over things, really. We only have control over a few minute details in our life that's outside from ourselves. There's that many outside influences. It is impossible to say that we have control over things, really. But yeah, you can control how you sort of view something, how you choose, to a certain degree, of course. You know, that doesn't work with everything, obviously, but for most things, you know, you can choose to look at it differently. For example, there was a man one time that walked into a bank. Whilst he was in the bank, two burglars came in to rob the bank, armed burglars. In the altercation, this poor man ended up getting shot, but he got shot in the arm. So after this whole altercation and whatever, he did a news interview sometime later, and in passing, the interviewer says to him, "Wow, what a terrible, unlucky day you had there. Like, you were just going to pay a bill at the bank, and you ended up getting shot in your arm." The man says, No. That was the luckiest day of my life, because I was spared death. he effectively said, look, it could have been a headshot. I was lucky that it got me in the arm, which I think exemplifies what I'm trying to get at fairly well. Of course, most people would probably look at that as being terrible, how unlucky, but you know, that man is an absolute master of perspective, and he was able to look at that as a positive. So I think that's awesome. There's many different areas of your life that you can apply that to. What is going on? Elaine, thank you for joining us. Loza, what is going on, my dudes? Thank you for joining us, everybody. It's Bradford, West Yorkshire. Thank you, Violet. I'm sorry, Waddle, I was on a little bit of a rant there. Failure gang. Oh, shit, I'm loving it. I am loving it. The failure gang. Oh, man, we totally need to reclaim that word back and make it a positive one. Like, absolutely, man, absolutely. I tell you, failure is so essential, though. Like, there's a song that I listen to called Shades of Grey by a chap called Braille. And it's so true, like, without those shades of grey, we don't really know what the light is. Without the bad times, we can never truly appreciate the good times. You know, you only really get that sense of reward and accomplishment when you know how far you've come, and you only can really understand how far you've come if you're sort of aware of the whole picture, the whole situation, where you could be if you was to, for example, just totally lose track and lose sight of everything. So yeah, awesome. I felt that. Thank you, Borg, you legend. Really nice to have you with us, man. I like when you said don't make promises when you're happy. Yeah, there's a full saying for it, and I think it's Mahatma Gandhi that said it. But if you type in don't make promises when you're happy in Google, the saying will come up, and it's like you shouldn't make promises when you're happy, something when you're sad, and then something else when you're like hungry or something. It's a really good saying, and I'm really upset that I don't remember it right now, because I swear I wrote it the other day. I'm such a dope. But yeah, it's a good saying. It is a good saying. And yeah, you shouldn't make promises when you're happy, because of course happiness is also temporary, just like sadness, or at least, you know, a lot of the times every feeling is temporary. There's no way that everybody will constantly feel happy. Even myself, I mean, a lot of you guys probably see me as a huge positive, happy-go-lucky dude, but I mean, I even have my bad times, man. We all have those bad times. I often cry myself to sleep at night. I often have terrible nightmares of some of the shit that I've seen and done, and wake up and can't go back to sleep. I often still have panic attacks. I went to view a house yesterday, and I nearly threw up whilst I was sat in the office because I was that anxious. So I mean, we all have them, but like I say, it isn't really about those shades of grey that we should be focusing on. It's about how we learn from them, how we choose to progress from these, and you know, you can use these adversaries to your benefit. Like, you know, you really can. Perspective is important. Thank you so much. Thank you. I definitely would agree with that. Wow, that really resonated with me. I have to write that down. Oh, bless you. That is so very sweet. So very sweet. I'm glad it did. Like, do you know, I'm not joking. 99% of the stuff that I say on stream is incredibly heartfelt to me. Like, I always speak from my heart when I speak to you guys, and I think that's probably the main reason that I may have resonated with a few of you, because I do speak from the heart, and I do feel that these are human problems that we all face. These are sort of things that we're all trying to figure out by ourselves, but I think that the combined knowledge of humanity is absolutely incredible, totally immense. So I use streaming as a way to share what I've kind of learned, and then learn what you guys have learned too, to again, going back to that old phrase there, to complete the full picture, which is I think a very important thing. I mean, perspective, etc. You know, having the whole picture is super important to perspective also. But yeah, awesome. Thank you, Borg, for the love heart, and thank you so much, Violet, for the hugs. Oh my gosh, what I would do for a hug right now. Oh my word. I hadn't even shook somebody's hand in like a year. It has been so long since I felt any human contact. Oh, and it's killing me. Not in like a weird way or anything, but I really do feel the difference. I hate to think how I'd feel if I didn't have you guys to stream to. Like, wow, super therapeutic being able to just ramble on and having such incredible people actually listening to me for a change. Usually when I ramble on like this, people switch off. So it's awesome. I appreciate it. you could become a very good teacher if you applied yourself. Oh man, thank you, Bog. Do you know, that's a very, very good point, man. I absolutely adore teaching people. I really do. I love learning, and I love learning for the simple reason of I genuinely adore being able to pass information on to people. I honestly don't feel there's any real better sort of altruistic feeling than just passing some information on to somebody that, you know, like means something to them. It's happened to myself many times where somebody's told me something and I thought, wow, that is incredible. So yeah, that's awesome, man. I would love to be a teacher, would love to be. I really would. And you know, one of my biggest problems has always been how I applied myself. Yeah, really has, which is a shame because in school I didn't really feel the way that I feel now about learning, and it really saddens me when I think about it. I had such a different outlook on my life when I was 13 to 16, which of course everybody does, but I really gone from like totally hating school when I was a teenager to now looking back on it and thinking, wow, what a cool place. Like all these people there that are literally dedicated and paid to teach me stuff. Like, what the hell was I thinking? How on earth did I not jump on that with both hands and just really try and utilise it as best I could? It saddens me. It was only really when I left school and stuff at like age 14, 15, YouTube started becoming a little bit bigger. I left school in 2009, and well, that was the official year that I was supposed to leave, 2009, but I left like a year early. I ended up getting kicked out and stuff because, again, I just didn't apply myself. I just wanted to mess about and stuff, which it really makes me sad when I think back to them situations. But yeah, it was like YouTube. It was genuinely YouTube that really ignited my love for learning. I have always liked learning, but I think the way that things was taught in a classroom setting just didn't really speak to me, kind of thing, at the time, which it was my problem. That's nobody else's problem. That was something that I should have identified and worked on at the time, and I unfortunately didn't. But yeah, I did definitely find a love for learning when YouTube was so getting to the point, like, I think Google bought YouTube in 2005, so it was sort of after 2005 that things really started kicking on YouTube, and a lot of educational content started going up there and stuff. And yeah, man, I remember getting lost in rabbit holes, writing pages and pages of notes just for absolutely no reason, just for the simple fact of learning. And I loved it. But yeah, I feel you, Himbaré. Thank you very much, my friend. Sorry if I didn't say hello to you. Hey, what is going on, my dude? Thanks for joining us. I feel you. I can see it in you, man. You can do it. Oh, Bog, that is so very kind, man. So very sweet. Do you know, honestly, I swear I was saying this to somebody the other day, but wow, if I had people like you guys in my life as a teenager, oh man, do you know the motivation that you lot give me is something that I've never really felt before. Like, I don't know if it's because I just love streaming, because I love talking to y'all so much, but you guys make me so incredibly passionate. You really make me want to push myself to be a better person, to be the best version of myself. And it's a really nice feeling, man. It's a nice feeling to be striving for something decent for a change. But I really owe a lot of that to you guys. I was having a tough time getting out of bed this morning, but you've inspired me. That is awesome. Oh man, that is so nice to hear, man. So nice to hear. Seriously, like, wow. Good on you as well for getting up and out, man. It's not easy. It is not easy. No, I aren't wearing sunglasses and it is absolutely blasting my eyes. It's funny. You're very good at expressing yourself, bro, and you have good perspective and awareness. Oh, wow, thank you very much, man. Yeah, I mean, it's taken me long enough to get to this stage. I mean, I'm 27 now, and it was only a couple of years ago that I'd made probably the biggest mistake of my life. and went down an incredibly dark path for a lot longer than I'd like to admit. Luckily, I managed to get away from that, and I did thankfully have that enough awareness and intuition to sort of see my situation and really take the bull by the horns and kind of try regain control of it, which I can imagine is a very difficult stage for a lot of people to get to. But yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky in the sense that I was blessed with quite a decent brain. When I do think about things, I'm not the dumbest person in the room, let's say. But yeah, isn't it amazing how seemingly smart people can make such ridiculous and stupid choices at times? Like, yeah, seriously, for a averagely smart dude, I have made some really stupid choices, like really bad. I wish I actually listened. Oh my gosh, Loza, absolutely. I wish I actually listened. You see, this was the thing with myself as a teenager, because especially in primary school, I was always hailed as being like a really smart kid, well ahead of his time, blah blah blah. So in high school, me basically getting told, wow, he's like really smart, he's super good at maths, his English is way ahead. Because of hearing things like that, I got incredibly complacent and effectively just thought that I knew everything, that I knew all the answers. I was blissfully ignorant, really. As a kid, I was a kid. I was 13, 14, 15, which I think everybody at that age, or at least generally, are pretty ignorant. I mean, it's just kind of the effect that you have. But yeah, crazy. I think maybe I have undiagnosed ADHD. Very true. My dad's been saying this to me lately. You should get an ADHD test, because exactly the same. By the way, Borg, I can tell you're a smart chap yourself. I really can. Just by the comments that you're making there, like straight up. Can't finish things I start. Oh my gosh, no. I am so bad for that. And my dad is also bad for that too. That's a total family curse for me as well. So I relate to about the school stuff when you were younger. Wow, man, wow. This is why I love streaming so much, because it's so nice to hear that, that somebody saying, look, I can relate to that, it ain't just you. That honestly makes me feel so much better inside. And thank you so much for sharing that, man, thank you. It upsets me a little bit though, because when I think back to it, I know a lot of the teachers, that was teaching me at the time, they really didn't try very hard with me. Like they didn't really try to engage me very much. Which, I mean, I'm not blaming the teachers by any means. I was probably really hard to deal with, and they've obviously got a class full of other students too. Who cares about this guy that don't want to learn? Let's deal with the people that do want to learn, which I totally get, and I do understand that for the sake of brevity and for the sake of the greater good, then that's definitely the best thing to do. But I mean, the way I see it is, if I was a teacher and I seen a kid that did show some kind of smarts and some kind of promise in him, I'd really try my best to kind of reach that child and speak to him. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm working in a high school, which is where I was at the time, obviously, if I'm in that position where I've chose to work in a high school, then I would see that as being my job. Like, that'd probably be the most fun part of the job too, getting through to a child that otherwise nobody can get through to, that doesn't want to learn or doesn't know how to learn, maybe. But yeah, there was none of that. But the school that I was at, I think it was 2 years after I left, we have something called Ofsted over here in the UK, which is just basically how they grade how good a school is. And the Ofsted report, I think a year or two after I left, was so bad that they had like a massive overhaul of all the staff, all the curriculum and stuff. The head teacher got changed. It went from Hanson High School to Hanson Academy. because it got took over effectively by the government because it was that terrible. It went into special measures and stuff. So there was definitely some incompetent teachers there at that time. We had a French teacher that I mean, loads of stories like this from around the world, I'm sure. But yeah, she used to throw things at students and threaten to fight people. And oh man, she was dreadful. She was a dreadful teacher. But yeah, we had teachers like that. Here we go. You'd be wonderful in a mentorship role. Oh, kids would really hear you. I would genuinely love to be able to do that, man. I mean, the kids are the future. They are the next generation. They're the ones that are going to be looking after us when we're old and decrepit. They're the ones that are going to be fighting for justice when we aren't strong enough to fight anymore. The kids are so important, man. So important. And yeah, I think